citation leadership speech, and she will be providing the speech on her Christmas wish. So, Joanne?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Oh. Thank you for that nice introduction. Watch the cord. Oh, no, step. This year more than ever, I admire and adopt the lyrics from Amy Grant's song, currently popularized by Kelly Clarkson, our incredible American Idol. The song goes, "But my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, ... by war." It's particularly near and dear to me this year, if you could pass that around, because my father's sister's grandson, Michael Anderson, right after that picture was taken, was transferred from our Air Force base in Aviano, Italy, to where else but Korea. And on the morning news, we hear Korea is about to have a war outbreak between the North and the South again. And so I'm wondering, what in the world can I do as this little American citizen to promote world peace? And so I've come up with a plan, and hopefully implementation will have some influence on that. I know we all think, oh, they've been warring for centuries, they're never going to stop. And I have completely lost patience with all the reasons and excuses they have for fussing and fighting. I just want them to stop. And one thing I think that we can do to influence that behavior is by reaching out with resources that fulfill needs. And the United Nations has started a major plan for that, and I think participation in their plan can really help, because through education and the meeting of needs and making friends and reaching out, perhaps we leave people throughout the world less vulnerable to those who would like to convince them of absurdities in order to get them to commit atrocities. That's directly out of Voltaire. And one of the things I found on the United Nations website is a wonderful area to participate in the initiatives that were started by Ted Turner. He contributed $1 million for the United Nations Foundation to reach out and have programs such as an initiative to eradicate extreme hunger, to girl up and educate girls on how to raise families, to achieve universal primary education, to promote gender equality and empower women, to reduce child mortality, improve maternal health, combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases, and ensure environmental sustainability and a global partnership for economic development. A pretty tall order, I would say. There are many ways to contribute. If you go to www.un.org, you can contribute, and in very small denominations. I know in a lot of donation venues on the internet, it's a limit of $25. This one is actually $5. And you don't actually even have to make a contribution. They also have an area where you can write thank you notes to the many people who are out there promoting peace. People like Condoleezza Rice. I completely understand the concept that we have to take care of ourselves and our primary families before we take care of the cousins and the rest of the world. But voicing appreciation can really help to motivate those people to stay involved and to motivate others to get involved in the life-saving work that the United Nations is carrying out. And I know the United Nations is very much involved in controversy. They don't have enough power, they don't really achieve anything, but actually in 2009, there was a ship that left Korea and headed for a country in Africa, and it was known to carry weapons of mass destruction. And the United Nations somehow managed to reach out to them and say, you dock that ship, you unload any of those weapons, you are going to have heavy sanctions to deal with. That ship backed up, turned around, and went back to Korea. We don't know what they're going to do with the current situation in Korea, but I think they likely do have a plan to deal with it, and that they are very capable of implementing their plan. From a citizen's perspective, I hope that participating in their foundation and reaching out to various members of communities throughout the world with the dollars to meet their needs will help in some way. A 5-year-old child really liked the idea of buying nets to prevent malaria in Africa. And she started with her group of friends drawing pictures on just sheets of paper like this by hand and selling them for $5 a piece. They raised over $100,000 for nets, and they are in fact helping to prevent malaria. So we think there's so little we can do, and actually there's much. Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Please take a moment to complete your evaluation.